Probably, but not football, and that's the one that mattered here. So forward was the answer that we were looking for. Q2. What is the only team to advance to a Super Bowl played on their home field? Dallas Cowboys, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, or Los Angeles Rams? The boys, Bucks, or the Rams all play in warm weather places, so right, they could be the answer. This is the 55th time we've done this whole Super Bowl thing. And the first 54 times the home team didn't make it. This year it finally happens, and it's the one year they can't fill the stadium. I'm talking about the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. 16,180 of you have probably been hearing that headline all the time. Some of you might say, the 295 of you that said the Rams, I thought Los Angeles, they played their Super Bowl in the Rose Bowl, but that was not their home field in the 1979 season. Q3. Which of these quarterbacks is a free agent heading into this offseason? Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, or Deshaun Watson? All right, we're looking for free agent, which is a big term here, because weirdly the free agent here might be the player most likely to return to his current team. That's Dak Prescott, and despite his injury, he's going to get paid. 10,755 of you still trying to get paid. Matthew Stafford and Deshaun Watson, they've already paid, and a new team is about to be paying that bill because they've both either demanded trades or it just looks like it's going to be a not necessarily, they're not continuing with the marriage with their team. Q4. Which of these players was the first tight end with 3 straight 1,000-yard receiving seasons? Tony Gonzalez, Greg Olsen, Travis Kelce. Tight ends block, and sometimes they catch the football. Travis Kelce, he led the league in receiving yards this year, and Tony Gonzalez has the most receiving yards ever for a tight end. But the first tight end with 3 straight 1,000 receiving yards in three straight 1,000 receiving yard seasons is Greg Olsen. He's your answer. 5,510, just about half of the people in that question. By the way, Olsen just retired after 14 seasons. That's why he's in the news right now. He repped the 7th floor during his time in the NFL, that's for sure. Gab, you think KP Dowd is playing, or they're just out? No, they're playing. All right. For the love of the game, Q5. What QB had the greatest number of turnovers in a conference championship game this year? Josh Allen, Tom Brady, or Aaron Rodgers? Patrick Mahomes is not on here. He's not the answer. Tom Brady continued to add to his GOAT resume by winning his 10th conference championship game, but he also threw 3 interceptions, turning the ball over more than any other quarterback this past week. 7,050 of you, yeah, you saw the second half where he was just throwing lollipops into the air. Tom, listen, you're playing this kid, Patrick Mahomes, next week. You cannot throw 3 interceptions and still expect to win this Super Bowl, even at home. Just saying. All right, I think we're around that time, halfway through this game. So players, take a quick break, rest up. You need some recovery. Use one of those massage guns, right, that you see the players on the sideline. They're sticking in whatever muscle part to recover. It's time for the halftime tweet and greet. I asked you on Twitter what city deserves to host a Super Bowl. There were some good answers, but these were some of my favorites. Scott Flick says Cincinnati, because it may be the only way we will experience it. Come on, Joey Football's out there. Joe Burrow, give him a shot. And Jen Bono 24 says Kansas City, we are going to win it every year with Patrick Mahomes anyway, so we may as well keep the game at home. It's a very valid point, Jen. You know, the money that Patrick Mahomes is getting, he can probably pay for the Super Bowl himself. Q6. What family was the first to have 2 brothers score touchdowns in the same NFL game? The Gronkowskis, the Dysons, or the Mannings? Do you know your football family tree and lineages? These brothers not only scored in the same game, they did it for the same team, the Tennessee Titans. Receiver Kevin and defensive back Andre took it to the house on September 22nd, 2002. I'm talking about the Dysons. 4,452 of you got that right. Kevin, he's now the principal at Grassland Middle School in Franklin, Tennessee. Thank you to our writer, Kevin, for finding that, but I'll always remember him as the guy who came up 1 yard short in the Super Bowl. Sorry. But congrats on your being a principal. Q7. Which player had the most rushing yards in the conference championship round? Leonard Fournette, Mecole Hardman, or Josh Allen? 3 guys. This past week we're talking about. There were 2 games. That's all you had to watch. All of these 3 dudes play different positions, and it's actually the guy who's supposed to throw the ball who is the answer. Josh Allen running wild all over the place. 3,497 you holding firm through 7. Look, Josh Allen ran for 88 yards on 7 carries. His longest carry was 18 yards. That means he was just doing it over and over and over again, but he lost the game. Good effort, kid. Good luck making a Super Bowl in the same conference as Patrick Mahomes. Q8. Which of these quarterbacks did not force a trade after being drafted number 1 overall? Troy Aikman, Eli Manning, or John Elway? We're moving along with this game. We're on Q8 already. I'm thinking, like, wow, you guys move fast. Elway was drafted by the Colts and threatened to play for the Yankees, which I can't blame him for that. Eli Manning, or at least his dad, Archie, wanted out of San Diego, so he was swapped to the New York Football Giants for Phillip Rivers. Troy Aikman went to the Cowboys. They actually went 1-15 in their first year. In his first year there, under a new owner named Jerry Jones. Then he won 3 Super Bowls. It worked out. 3,871 of you, it worked out. Wow, that was Q8, but people knew that one. I thought some people might think Elway. Showing your age in the chat. Q9. The nameplate outside New Lions coach Dan Campbell's office references a character from what film? The Goonies, Titanic, or The Big Lebowski? Speaking of age, I mean, these are all basically the same era, which means pre-2000 in my mind. Titanic has kind of defined the Lions' sinking ship for the last half century, but when the Lions picked up their new head coach, they picked a guy who people think looks like the dude from The Big Lebowski. This is the nameplate outside his office with the dude on it. Dan Campbell referenced it in his press conference. 3,734. You cannot be fooled. I think he looks more like PC Principal from South Park, if anyone recognizes that reference. But either way, good luck to the Detroit Lions. You've always had so much success. All right, it's time for the final answer here, Q10. Do not be like Matt LaFleur and the Green Bay Packers. Go for this. Don't settle. I don't want to see anyone settle between questions 9 and 10. We only play 10 questions here on Hall of Trivia. All right, this is it. Q10. Who is the only running back with 2 of the top 10 all-time single-season rushing totals? Barry Sanders, Adrian Peterson, or Derrick Henry? You guys got this far. Let's see, because that Q8 and Q9, these people were plugging away. Derrick Henry just put up a top 5 season, and he's only 26. But that's only his first time doing so in the top 10. If he does it again, he'll bump Barry Sanders off the list because right now Barry's 97 season ranks 4th and his 1994 season is tied for 10th, which makes him the right answer. And that means if you're one of the 1,000... Uh-oh! I can say it. That's a sacked question. We got to talk about that first as Myles Garrett comes through and takes down Jimmy Garoppolo, who's not going to the Super Bowl this year. 1,201 of you are winners today. And, you know, we hit you with I hit you with some disses, Lions fans, in Q9. But then we came back with a Lions-centric question for Q10. Wow, that splits right down the middle. And I'll tell you what, the Jonas 434, he was one of those who said, look, I got it right. I said Barry Sanders. So did Rock Lima Moto knocked it down. Charlotte 2, and then I'm not sure what numbers you got after that. Alliot 67, nice job. Selena 5643. You made it through Q10.